What's up, YouTube? You're rocking with Mikey on the mic. Welcome to my YouTube video today. It's a beautiful Wednesday evening. It's actually pretty gorgeous out. I just got home from work a couple hours ago, so I'm just taking my nightly walk here. I usually walk about, I don't know, 2.5 miles or something like that, just to kind of keep the poundage off. I've kind of gained a little weight here in the last couple of weeks, so I'm just trying to do what I can to keep it at bay. The subject tonight about what I want to talk about is basically negative people. Throughout my life, I've been a very positive person that always tried to elevate others as I would want them to elevate me, and treat people how I would like to be treated. It sucks when you find out, even though I'm now 40 years old, sometimes it takes us this long in life to figure out who's really on our team and who's not really on our team. And I can tell you, as somebody who's went through it on both sides, like I said, I've never really fucked people over, or, I have. We all have, right? But what I mean is, I've never told somebody I've wanted the best for them and have never not meant it, right? I hope I said that correctly, but you get my point. Like, anytime I would tell you, like, hey, I want the best for you, genuinely, that's what the fuck I meant. But there's going to be people in our lives that say that'll tell you all day, oh, I want the best for you, and oh, I care about you, and blah, blah, blah. It sucks when you find out that those people are just playing the part just to either look cool, sound cool, or just try to be cool with you, right? And with but with that said, friends versus family, like, you know more or less, as far as your family goes, who these people are, okay? And you find out real quick, because the more time you spend with somebody who actually does not want the best for you, the sooner you find this out, okay? And that's at least in my experience, okay? But, I have family members who I no longer talk to because I found out that they didn't want the best for me. They were very jealous of me, which sounds kind of weird, because it's like, I, to a degree, have basically, I'm responsible for myself. I'm not lazy by nature. I usually try to be ahead of the curve on most things. I love to see other people doing well. I'm not a hater, okay? Now, have I ever hated on somebody? Well, of course I have. We all do. We're human, right? But I've never just explicitly, tried to F somebody over because they were doing better than me. It's kind of like, let me give you the example of, when you see somebody with a Lambo or a Ferrari, you're like, man, fuck that, bro. That fool got a Ferrari, you know what I'm saying? I don't. That's fucked up, bro. But it's like, bro, anybody who has a Ferrari or a Lambo, and it's not everybody, but most people who have a Lambo or a Ferrari, they've worked hard to get it. And, we all have to better ourselves in life, as far as I'm concerned, to elevate ourselves to the next level. We have to grow, right? Well, you can't grow unless you go through hard times, so to speak. You can grow as a person, and very rarely will you grow without pain and suffering. Because if you think about it, life in general, and this is a fact, this isn't my opinion, this is a fact. Life is suffering, okay? Life is suffering. And we all have a choice to decide on how we want to suffer, okay? So we are all in on life anyway, right? which is suffering. So you have to choose what path you want to move toward and what path you want to go for. And we don't always know what path to go to, but as far as negative people who are around you, the haters, you know, Cat Williams said it best, and I got to tell you, as a white person, I have black heroes, dude. And I'm not just saying that, you know, for my black audience, if I do have any. I'm not saying that just to say it to be cool. I'm saying that because it's a fact. Like, my hero is Cat Williams. I have my reasons. You know, he's intelligent, he's smart, and he doesn't fuck around with what he says. It's all normal. So, but I love Cat Williams. He's a funny guy. He's a genius. Literally, he's a genius. That man is a straight A student. He's read all the encyclopedias over the years. He would, you know, as a kid, he would read like 3,000 books, you know, hella quick. I don't remember what he said, but so I have black heroes, but I also have heroes from all walks of life. I have multiple heroes in life. And as we grow as people, we start learning real quick who not to be around, and then who we gravitate toward as somebody we want to strive to be. Like, for example, if you guys have any heroes off top that you love, that's who you should strive to be like. Now, I've always been told if you're the smartest person in the room, you're not like, and it's not a bad thing to be the smartest person in the room, but if you stay the smartest person in the room for more than, you know, an extended period of time, you need to find smarter friends. That's basically the saying. You know, but I've had to give up people who I thought wanted the best for me in life over this last year and a half, and it was detrimental to me, because one of those people, unfortunately, was my father. And, you know, this whole time growing up with my dad, I didn't understand, you know, what narcissism was. I didn't understand what, you know, what his game plan was. I just always chalked it up to like, oh, my dad's just very strict, like he's just a dick, right? So I didn't put much thought into it growing up. But, and I'm glad I didn't, because I gravitated more toward my mother. My mother was the type of woman who loved her kids unconditionally. And as a kid, that's what you want. So I'm saying all that to say this. You know, when you become of age and you start to learn who really does want the best for you, keep those people in your life, okay? Now, sometimes it takes years to figure this out. Sometimes you don't know until you get fucked over who really wants the best for you. But, you know, it's very important to be thankful for the people you have in life who want the best for you. Like I said, I'm somebody off top who just wants the best for everybody. Like, I'm not like that pushover, like, oh, I want everybody to get along, you know? Like, you know what I'm saying? If you got a problem with me, bro, then I'm you know what I'm saying? We gonna talk it out. But yeah, I mean, it just sucked because I thought my dad was on the straight and narrow, you know, or whatever, but or just a strict person. But yeah, it turns out there was abuse there growing up with me and my sisters. I'm the youngest of three, like I said. But my dad's, the sad part is now that I'm an adult like my father, I you know, my aunt told me, my mom's sister told me years ago, she's like, one day when you're older, you're going to see your parents for the adults that they are, because now you're on the same level as they are as an adult, right? Just because my parents are about 20 to 25 years older than me doesn't mean that we're not on the same level. Yes, they've lived 25 years longer than me, so they have just that much more experience than I do. but we're both we're all adults now. I pay my bills and responsible for me. So are they, right? You know what I mean? With their own shit. So we are now all adults on the same level. So it's not hard to understand where they are on the scale as adults, as people themselves. But, you know, I remember the day when I realized that my father and mother didn't know any more better. I remember the day that I realized that my parents knew nothing more about what to do in life than I do. And that was a very scary day for me. Because it's like, you know, you always, growing up, turn to your parents for advice. And you think they have the best advice until one day you realize that they don't know any more about life than you fucking do. And you have to figure it out on your own. And that's the day where you're like, fuck, bro, I'm an adult now. And if my parents don't understand what the hell to do, how the fuck am I supposed to figure it out? But like I said in some of my last videos, like, I'm winging it just like everybody else is. And, you know, if you have people in your life right now who you think love you, but then you find out they really don't love you, not just for who you are, but they don't want the best for you, excuse me, my advice to everybody is to just leave those people behind. Because what that means technically on a universal scale, when you figure that out, that, oh, wow, I've been hanging out with this person for 20 years, 15 years, 10 years, and they don't want the best for me. Like, they're hating on me. Why are they hating on me? Like, I don't have nothing more really than they do. Like, why are they hating? Because they haven't worked shit out about themselves that they're jealous of you over, whatever that may be. I'm just giving you a roundabout reason. My dad, and I'm not trying to throw my dad under the bus here on the video, because I'll be honest with you folks, I love my dad. I do not like my dad. We don't get along. Like, I look just like him. I'm a spitting image of him, bro. There's things that I do that he does too. Like hereditary things that I notice I do that he does. But as far as being the same type of person as him, I am complete opposite of my father, bro. I'm an empathetic person that doesn't hate on people just because I don't have something that they have. My dad's a very jealous person. Like, dude, my dad would put me and my sisters down just to make himself feel better, bro. That's how narcissistic people do their shit. They're like, well, like, dude, I could come, like, for example, I can come to my dad. I remember about a year ago, I came to my dad with good news, and you know, about something I was getting into. I was like, Dad, like, I'm hella excited, you know, like, this is what I'm doing. And after about 15 minutes of talking with him, the conversation, he somehow, some way, the conversation went from my good news to basically being about him in the conversation. And then when I kept trying to bring it back to what I was talking about, all of a sudden he was just like, he just basically ended up yelling at me. And I'm like, hey, Pop, why in the fuck are you yelling at me right now when I'm trying to tell you good news about me? And I already knew the answer. Okay. But his excuse was, well, I'm just worried about you. I'm like, I'm telling you good news. What's there to worry about? I'm like, and I called him out. I was like, bro, it just sounds like you're just jealous. He's like, why would I be jealous? And his immediate defensive response, well, why would I be? Like, he got even more pissed when he said that. He's like, why would I be jealous? Well, that just means he's jealous. And regardless of the good news, it's like, bro, why is it a problem for me, your own son, to tell you good news? Like, I don't understand it. Well, this is also the same problem I had with my so-called best friend. He would want me to listen to all his good news and validate his bullshit. But the minute I would listen, because I'm that cool of a dude. I'm a genuinely, like, I want to see you get money type dude. But the minute I told him a little inch of good news about me and what I was going through that day, the whole script flipped, bro. And that's when I started realizing that these two people did not want the best for me, bro. They didn't want the best for me. So my point about people who don't want the best for you is, if you got people in your life who you've noticed red flags with, cut those motherfuckers off as fast as you can, because these people don't want the best for you. They don't want the best for you. As a matter of fact, they will systematically try to prevent you from chasing your dreams. They will systematically prevent you from just doing what you want to do. They will make excuses of like, oh, well, you shouldn't do that today because, let's go do this. Because they wouldn't do it themselves. That's really what it is. So basically, stop fucking with people who don't want the best for you. I tell my girl this all the time. My lady, I'm like, sweetheart, why do you hang out with that bitch? Excuse my French, ladies. I'm not, I know that sounded derogatory, but it's like, why do you gotta hang out with that girl? Well, and then she makes excuses of why she has to hang out with her. And I'm just like, so, maybe my girl's got issues with her own shit. Like, I'm just like, why are you making excuses for this person? And to be honest with you, I was doing the same thing with, like, especially with my dad, because it's like, bro, that's my dad, right? But look, I'm here to tell you, as a grown-ass man who took till 40 years old to figure this out, it don't matter if they're family, if they're, like, bro, I'm a God, like, God bless everybody, and I'm a godly person, but I don't give a fuck if it's God. If that fool is acting like a bitch toward me, I'm not gonna fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, the point I'm saying is that even if it's God, bro, like, if you do not want the best for me, I gotta cut you off, is my point. So, you really got to take into consideration who wants the best for you, where you're going with your life. And like I said, people, I don't have it all figured out yet. I'm winging it just like you guys. I'm winging it just the same as you guys. But I haven't figured it out either. But, eventually I'll figure out the game, and I'll have a play to go to. But in the meantime, you really need to take inventory about who loves you, who wants the best for you, the whole nine. The one person I can tell you, and I mean, this isn't really surprising to most people because there's always that one in the family, but like the one person that's never done me wrong, obviously, is my mama. And yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm a man, bro, but I mean, my mama, I love my mama, bro. I'm a mama's boy. I don't give a fuck to say it. I'm proud of it. My mom, she overdoes it sometimes, as moms do. Oh, my little baby, or whatever, fucking always over coddling their kids. But hey, I don't bitch about it. That's my mom. She loves, I mean, I don't know, ladies. My mom loves her little man, bro, I guess, as far as she says. But yeah, like, other than that, dude, like, she's never done me wrong. And, there's always that one family member in the family who actually will do right by you. But yeah, you guys got to cut out the cancer. If there's somebody in your life that's not good for you, then cut them off. Because all this means, when you get to the stages where you find out that people you thought cared about you don't, that means you're growing as a person and you're starting to unlock your potential. That's what that means. So when I had to cut my father and one of my best friends off, who I thought loved me to death, it hurt. It hurt really bad. But at the end of the day, I don't feel bad for having to cut him off. I'll be honest with you, my father, since I cut him off, like, dude, I gave him closure, the whole nine. I wrote him a letter. Well, I didn't write him a letter, but I did something better than that. I basically sent him a message with, where I talked, because My dad likes to either hang up on you when he doesn't want to hear something, or he just walks the fuck off because he's like I said, he's that much of an asshole. Like he'll just disrespect you. Like, you know, I could have told him, hey dad, like I really need you to listen and I really want to talk to you. If it's negative about him, he'll just fucking turn his back on you and just walk the fuck off. He don't care. That's how disrespectful my dad can be. Now, you wouldn't do that to somebody, you know, if you really wanted, you know, if you were really a good person. But my point is, I gave him the closure. I said, look, this is why I'm not fucking with you no more. This is what you did. I forgive you, but I'm no longer putting up with your bullshit, right? And so that was it. Like, I was done. So I was done. So, but my dad hasn't called me one time, bro. Not one time in a little over a year has my dad even called me to check in with me, to apologize to me, to do anything, bro. His attitude's like, oh, you don't want to talk to me? Well, you're the problem. So fuck you. That's his attitude. Even though he fucked up and he fucked me over, and I told him like, hey, I'm a little hurt about, like, that's all I did. I told him, I was like, hey, bro, you kind of hurt my feelings. Like, I wasn't being a bitch about it. I was being honest with him. I'm like, dude, you overstep boundaries, like, and you're disrespectful, and you don't treat me like the grown man that I am. And I'm not a kid anymore. My dad, you know, my dad thinks, oh, like, because you're my son, I can treat you how I want, but don't you dare treat me disrespectfully. Well, I'm a man now. And that whole I'm your dad shit went out the fucking window because I'm a man. It's like, bro, you're not going to just treat me the way you want to, bro. Like, you're going to either respect me or I'm not going to fuck with you, bro. And that doesn't just go for him. That goes for anybody in my life because I have boundaries and self-respect and I love myself and I'm not going to tolerate disrespect. And it's not just disrespect. It's just like, if you're going to be a bitch toward me about certain things because you're either jealous or whatever, I'm not fucking with you, bro. I'm not fucking with you. So, you know, so my point, so the overall moral of the story is, if you guys have people that are who are not doing right by you, you might want to think about, it's time to cut these people off. Because when you get to this point in life where you need to cut people off, it's only because you're growing and elevating yourself and they don't want you to level up. That's what this is. So by all means, you guys got to level up. You guys got to level up and figure this shit out. So, but anyway, yeah, it's the same shit, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, level up. Level yourself up. Continue to push forward. And hopefully you guys never need to cut people off. But if you already have, then stick with that. And you won't go wrong. So, but you guys have a good night. And Mikey on the mic. I'm out.